Done.
Hello and welcome everyone to our spring salads cooking class. As we're moving into the warmer months, it's time to start eating salads and, I guess we want them usually too. We want those lighter foods, but we're actually going to be showing you a couple of salads today to help inspire you. Some of them with protein, some of them without, with various different types. I'd like to take this opportunity now before we start to say thank you, and just in case I forget at the end. So thank you to our presenters today, Kirsty, Kim, Anne-Marie and Alexis, who's our chat moderator. You'll get to see them as we go, move on throughout the class today, and I'll introduce them to you. They'll introduce themselves and also the salad that they're making. But some of the salads that we're making today is the poached chicken we're going to start with the coconut poached chicken salad. We're doing the no potato salad, which is a low carb type salad, the superfood salmon, a detox salad, seared steak and rocket salad, miso coleslaw, beetroot, apple and goat's cheese quinoa salad. So we may as well get started, and I'm actually starting today. So thank you for joining us. Like I said, I'll be doing the coconut poached chicken. And I'm just going to come across, there's two components to this, as in we do have the, sorry, what's someone saying about the speaker view? Kirsty. Oh, okay, thank you. You're replying to someone. Sorry, I'm reading this. Open preview recipe detail. Beg your pardon. Let me just go into my recipe. So like I was saying, we're going to cook the protein. We're going to make the dressing. So there's three parts, actually. There's a dressing, making the protein, and then putting it all together. So first of all, we're making the dressing. We're actually going to pop in some raw peanuts, and there's 80 grams here. Now, of course, you can use whatever nuts, but it's actually this one, the nuts, the peanuts go really well with this particular dish, so you want to do that. And all the recipes that we're using today are available on CookieDo, and you will receive an email afterwards with the links too. So we're popping on the lid, and then we are chopping those up. And then we're transferring them into a bowl, taking them out. And there we go. And it actually says to do it again, but let me, actually it should be fine. So there's my peanuts there. I'm going to pop them into the bowl. And next we are going to put in some ginger. So I've just got a piece of 2.5 centimeter piece of ginger. I've got some kefir lime leaves, which I'll just cut in half there, and some chili. There's a whole chili there as well. So it does say 2, but I'm only putting in 1. So I've already put my lime leaves, in it goes. And then we're going to chop this one up as well, which is nice and easy. So, and scrape down the sides, and I think it's going to want us to put in the fish oil now. So 60 grams of some fish oil. And I don't know if anyone's tried the vegan fish oil, but I tried it and it's really nice. That is a strong cheese. Okay, here we go. In goes our fish sauce. And next, I can't believe how much that chili is affecting me. Okay, pop on my lid and turn it to speed 5, and just mixing it all up now. 5 seconds. And we're going to pop it into a bowl and set it aside. So this is our dressing. Okay. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It smells beautiful and very chili-ish. And I guess you could also add, a little bit of garlic in there if you wanted to. There it is there. I might put it in here. And next, we are going to get started with our poaching our chicken. So the next thing is, when we're poaching our chicken, we're doing it in some coconut milk. which is really beautiful. So, and if you don't really like too much coconut, what you can do is you can always, you know, add a little bit of water, or if you want a richer flavor, you can always do a coconut cream, of course. But yeah, normally when we're steaming, we put water in the bottom of the bowl anyway. So I'm not washing my bowl. I'm just going ahead and adding in my 800 grams. And I'm actually using organic coconut oil, milk, I should say, I think coconut oil. And when you do use the organic type, you know, you might find that it sits, all that beautiful cream sits on the top, which is what's happened here. Now, I am getting what do I need? My lemongrass, which should be here. Hang on one second. Here it is. So now I'm putting in, and this is just flavoring that you can thicken as it's going to poach. So I've got some lemongrass here, so in it goes, and then I've got some kefir lime leaves and some brown sugar. So that all goes in. Ta-da! Okay. Oh, and some lime juice as well. So pop in some lime juice. So this is all, like I was saying, just flavoring. There we go. So 40 grams of that. And next, place simmering basket in, which is here. And then simmering basket goes in with my chicken. Instead of, oh, sorry. Let's try that again. Let's go back on and make sure that I'm pressing the right buttons. Press on. Sorry, I think I actually put something. So now what it's doing is I'm placing the simmering basket on top, because over 95 degrees, we don't use MC, we use our simmering basket, so that sits on top like so. And we're just turning that now to, it's going to heat it all up for 4 minutes. So while it's doing that, I'm going to grab my chicken. Okay. All right. So I've got my chicken to the next step, and on the TM6 you actually can press preview, so you can move ahead and have a look. And when I click on my preview, it's going to tell me to put my basket inside. And when your basket is inside the bowl, then you can use the measuring cup on top. So then, like I was saying, we are going to add our thigh fillet. So I've got half a kilo of thigh fillets cut into quarters. So that's here. And then that's going to cook for 23 minutes. And then we'll come back after that and you'll see my chicken cooked, and we'll finish off the rest of the salad as well. So now we're going to move on to Kim, who's doing the no potato salad. Thanks, Kim.
Am I on mute? Can you guys hear me?
We sure can.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, thanks, Leah. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm doing the no potato salad. Like Leah said, it's a bit of a low carb salad. I haven't actually tried this before, but I've been meaning to, so what a perfect time for me to do it. So the first step is just to add 400 grams of water to the Thermomix bowl. So I'm doing that now. So many people that I come across, customers and, you know, people that haven't actually purchased yet, are quite amazed that you can do so many different salads in the Thermomix. Now it's asking me to insert the simmering basket, and then it will ask me to add 4 eggs to it, but I've already done that. I'll already put my 4 eggs in. Now we're wanting to place the aroma on top. So on top of the lid. And next step is to add 350 grams of cauliflower, just cut into 1 to 2 centimetre florets. So I'll add that now and pop the Varoma lid on. Go next and turn it to speed 2. So for 13 minutes, Thermomix is going to steam that cauliflower for us and boil the eggs at the same time. So who are we moving to next, Leah?
You're coming back to me now. And I'm going to
Okay.
give everyone the superfood, salmon salad. And I've actually just put my chicken in. So awesome timing, Kim. I'll just turn that one on.
Excellent.
And get that one started. So with this one, it's called the Superfood Salmon Salad. Of course, you can use different protein, but it's a really nice one. I'm going to bring my other Thermomix. So one of the joys of being a consultant is that we get to own Thermomixes. So this is my other one that I put. So just going into my recipes here. So I've actually saved my recipe, and I know it's really glary, I'm sorry, but you can actually do all your recipe planning here. And I put in there my superfood salmon salad, and we're going to get started because I have all my ingredients ready. Now, what I was going to say is I've already done the first step, which is actually preparing the quinoa, which is here.
Hey, Leah, I was just going to comment about having multiple Thermomixes. I love having, I've got a few at the moment, but if anyone out there is interested, anyone who loves the Thermomix so much, you can actually earn yourself a second one at the moment with just for sales. So talk to your consultant about that. It's an amazing deal, and having one Thermomix we know is amazing, but having two just takes the cake. So it's another game changer. So if you want to earn a second Thermomix, chat to your consultant.
Absolutely. And at the moment, we've got the earn 4 option, which means that you can come on board, sell 4 Thermomixes, and it's yours. So it's another way of getting it. So if you know anyone interested, or you are, please reach out to your consultant. So let's do the next step, because I've already cooked my quinoa. As you can see, it's beautiful and nice and fluffy. So we do it earlier, let it cool down. So this is a really good one to do, in advance. You can always make a quinoa, pop it in the fridge and have it ready. So next we're going to put some parsley. It does say leaves only, but I like to have a few stalk, I just cut off the bottoms, and some zested lemon. So I just use the peeler of the potato, not that I use it very often these days because I have the blade cover peeler. So yeah, I used it to peel half a lemon, and that just has gone in now with the parsley. So some next, and we're actually going to chop that up now. And that goes, chop it on speed 9. So scraping down, and 1, 2, and you can do it again, but it actually does say to do it again, but I'm not sure if you can see, but it is absolutely beautiful, and it's all crushed down perfectly. So I'm just going to scrape it down and transfer it and into a bowl. And where's my bowl that I have here? There we go. So popping it into a bowl. And it smells so delightful because it's beautiful and fresh, and maybe because the lemons were from my tree as well. Then we are going to add a garlic clove, I believe some chili, which I have here, so half a chili. I mean, if you want a whole one, make it your own. Why not? I've only put a half in this one. And it was a small, long red chili. So just chopping that up for 3 seconds. And scraping down the bowl. And then we're going to add in some olive oil now. And it's just going to saute off for a couple of minutes. So, and again, it just smells and looks divine.
It does.
Yeah, and I just love how the Thermomix just chops everything. You could literally just, that's what it was, little piece of garlic, and it just chops it up beautifully and evenly. So we're going to pop in 30 grams of oil. And place our simmering basket on so that can saute for 2 minutes. So simmering basket. There we go. Alrighty, so that's sauteing. So the beauty of the Thermomix is, of course, with the TM6, is that it does do the saute or that high heat function as well. Who has got a TM6, by the way? Pop it in the chat. Oh, we should find out who's owners and who aren't as well.
That's right. Yeah, it'd be nice to know who we're talking to. So, okay. Maybe Alexis can tell us. I'd love to know who we're talking to, whether you've got a TM6 or a TM5 or even a 31 or no Thermomix at all. Pauline's got a 6.
Hey, Leah, can I just check? That recipe, though, is also suitable for a 5 because I see you're using the steamer basket, so it's not doing the TM6 high heat function. It's just that is suitable for the 5 or the 31 even.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great. Thank you.
Yes, I was just talking about it because I thought I'd talk about the saute mode on the or function on the TM6 while we're waiting for my chili and garlic to saute. Yes, absolutely. So a few TM6 owners that I can see it's popping up.
Yeah, and a few TM5 owners there. It looks like half and half, I'd say, at the moment. Does anyone not own a Thermomix? Is anyone here just to have a look at the possibilities?
All right.
Another 5 for Vanessa. Let's get some action in the chat. Who's made salads in their Thermomix before? And if so, what salads have you made? I'm sure you've all made the beetroot salad. Has anyone made salads in their Thermomix before? There are so many delicious salads. Coleslaw, yep. Coleslaw is an easy one, isn't it? Okay.
So I'm up to the next stage. Thank you, Kim. I am just tipping out that oil, garlic, and chili into the bowl with the parsley and the lemon. And then what we're going to do is add some water. So I'm not going to rinse it. And now we're actually going to steam our salmon. So we're going to do 600 grams of salmon. So how about we move on to, who are we moving on to next? Kirsty with the Detox Salad. And then we can come back later on and you can get to see what it's like. But yeah, over to you, Kirsty.
Thanks, Leah. Now, I've actually got a second screen set up because I know for those of you playing along at home, all you might be getting is glare from some of the other presenters, depending on their lighting setup. So, there we go. Excellent. Hopefully that, nope, go the other way in reverse. Leave it there. Yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen the TM6 up close before, you'll be able to see exactly what it is that I'm doing. So I'm just going to go into my menu and, I'm Kirsty. You should see my name up there on the screen. I'm just going into my menu and then into my week. And I've loaded it up with all of the salads that we're doing today. So I'm starting with the Detox Salad. So this is a lovely chopped salad, a bit like the beetroot salad. I saw somebody commenting there that they've been making the beetroot salad. If you like that style of salad, definitely check this one out. Okay, so I'm going to click Start Cooking. Oh, it's always funny from this angle. All right, so it's asking me for, I'll just skip through here, the broccoli, the red cabbage. I've got all of this ready to go in my bowl here, red onion and red pepper, which is capsicum. So I've got all of that ready to go. I'm just going to chuck that all in together. There we go. The colours in this are absolutely beautiful. and then pop the lid on. Oh, one little escapade there. And we're just going to chop this for 6 seconds on speed 4. So here's a little tip for you. If you've ever over-processed your food and you actually wanted things left in a larger piece, go on a slower speed for more time rather than increasing the speed. If you increase the speed, you're going to puree it. So more time at a lower speed will give you a coarser chop. You can always give it an extra couple of seconds, but you can't put the food back together again. So here we go, 4 seconds, speed 6. Sorry, 6 seconds, speed 4. You knew what I was saying. It was there on the screen. Beautiful. So let me show you how coarse that chop is. Might be better with that camera. There we go. Look at that. So if you do want it a little bit finer, you can pop it back on, particularly where you've got your red onion and your capsicum. You don't want those too big. So it's looking pretty good, but I might just give it another 2 seconds just because we've got 1 or 2 bigger pieces. So if you ever want to repeat a step, you just go use the little back arrow here, and I'm going to adjust that now to, oh, wrong way, 2 seconds, and we're going to pop that on speed 4 again, just to get it slightly finer. Much better. Okay. So there is my beautiful chopped salad. So that's a total of 8 seconds. Oh, I don't think my bowl's going to be big enough, actually. Might have to get out another one. That's always exciting. Has anybody ever catered a big event? Maybe they've done one of those spit roast things or, something like that and ordered in a heap of salads. If you have, you will know how expensive it is to get a selection of salads. Maybe you get a potato salad, a coleslaw, a couple of green salads. Most of them are fairly cheap ingredients, potatoes and cabbage and things like that, but they charge you an absolute fortune for it. When you can create salads in only 6 or 8 seconds, why would you pay somebody else to do that for you? Okay, I'm just going to set that aside there for a second. And yep, transfer into a salad bowl. I've done that. And when I'm off screen, I'm going to add the avocado in there. Okay, now we're going to make our dressing. So I'm adding 50 grams of my beautiful homemade yogurt. There's another great cost saving of owning a Thermomix. Instead of paying, $10 a kilo for yogurt, you can make it for the price of milk. So I'm going to be a little bit generous with it because it cost me next to nothing to make. There we go. Pop that in there. And now we're going to add some olive oil. And notice that we're not washing the bowl between steps because it's all going to mix up with our salad anyway. Oh, there we go, 16 grams, that's okay. And some lemon juice. Oh, need a little bit of the other half as well. There we go. So easy peasy, all mix that up together. Mix, mix.
That looks great. And how easy is it? And the thing I like about that salad is the fact that you can just use up your leftovers in the fridge.
Totally. And if there's an ingredient in there that you don't like, just swap it out for something else. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of red capsicum, but it does give it a lovely colour. That's another advantage of leaving it bigger chops. It's easier to pick it out if you don't like it. Okay, so a bit of salt, bit of black pepper, and then we just pour that over our salad. How easy is that? Delicious. And that's all raw, so we're not losing any of the nutrients during the cooking process. Absolutely scrumptious. There we go. Beautiful salad in under a couple of minutes. So I will see you a little bit later. I'm still going to add the avocado to that. And actually, there's a few other things that I'm going to sprinkle on the top as well to finish that off. But you will see me a bit later when I do another dish. Bye. Who are we over to next?
Thank you, Kirsty. So we're coming back to me to do the seared steak and rocket salad. So this is why I was talking about the option of the sauteing. This is not an option. You can do it in your TM6. So we're actually going to demonstrate that today. We're going to saute some onion as well as some beef. So normally you might do it on the stove or on barbecue. So we're just going to do that here. And it's the seared steak and rocket salad. And we're going to start off first with the onions. So adding in onions. So I've got 50 grams of onions, which I've just sliced up. There it goes. That's all in. And some oil, which is good. Vegetable oil. And 20 grams is one tablespoon. And we're going to saute that. So this is a really quick salad actually. So with this one, and you know, most salads are or can be, especially if you want to make them in advance or do some pre-prep. You could always have them chopped up ready the night before. If it's something like the quinoa, you can, you know, cook that the night before you need it as well. But with this particular one, so we're sauteing the onions. Then I've got some beef and I've just cut them into strips. It's just some rump beef. Popping that in to saute as well. Once that's finished, let me just press the preview. And yeah, so it's just 200 grams. And then once that's done, it's a matter of taking it out and sprinkling the rest of the salad on top, which we'll see later on. But when we're sauteing with the TM6, you get this beautiful little sizzle happening. So I won't get you to wait another minute for this, but we'll cross on over now to Anne-Marie because she's going to make the miso coleslaw. But maybe at some stage I can bring you across if you're not familiar with the TM6. You can hear that sizzle. Thanks, Anne-Marie.
All right, thank you. Thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm Anne-Marie, and I may well get interrupted for a sizzle. But that is absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. I'll be doing the miso coleslaw today, and I feel very lucky to be doing that one because I don't know about you, but whenever I make coleslaw, when I'm unleashed with cabbage, a chopping board and a knife, it's almost like somebody's put a fan full force in front of me and I end up with cabbage everywhere. I just find it's not the easiest thing to chop. So I'm just trying to get the angle right. So sometimes you might end up just with my boobs, but as long as you can see the machine, that's the main thing. So this is a miso coleslaw. The dressing is fantastic. I posted just before as well a peanut butter coleslaw, which is also incredible. So I'm just going to start with the dressing, which is really simple, really, really tasty. And it's a couple of cloves of garlic and some ginger. That I am just going to chop down. So how many variations on coleslaw are there? There are just so many compared to, you know, the days gone by where it was the straight out typical style that you'd probably buy from KFC.
I know, how lucky are we now? Anne-Marie, I must say that salad you're making is probably my all-time favourite, Thermomix salad. And if you have a look on the tips, I think a lot of people don't have a look at the tips and variations a lot. But if you have a look at the tips and variations on the Miso Coleslaw, if you don't have any miso paste, you can just change it to like a peanut butter based sauce. So dressing. So that's another option for that salad as well. I know you just spoke about peanut butter coleslaw, but this particular recipe has a peanut butter option as well.
Thanks, Kim.
That's okay.
Got some rice wine vinegar going in and some good old tap water. This brings the cost of a recipe down, right?
Sure does. I like your thermo jug there too.
Oh, why, thank you. And old olive oil. You know, the one thing I did not buy today, I even picked it up in the shop and thought, this is a really cute tin of sesame oil up the IGA at Dulwich Hill. Got home and realised I've only got like that much sesame oil left, but that's okay. I will keep the dressing aside and just finish it off tomorrow. Let's see how many grams this is. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with 4 grams. That's great. 4 grams. So if you don't like a lot of sesame oil, we've got full control over that white miso, which was next to the sesame oil that I should have bought. And spoon. Cheers. And probably not in the same vein as the salad, but there is also a recipe on Cookie Do for a white miso fudge. Yeah.
Wow. Sounds
Yep.
interesting.
Things never come off spoons easily when people are watching you.
Murphy's Law, Anne-Marie.
Absolutely. Oh. This is my last dig, I think.
Everything needs to come in a squeezy bottle, doesn't it?
It really. Don't make me pull out the squeezy bottles that I have bought. We do also have those in the mix shop.
Yes.
And I'm just going to transfer everything into squeezy bottles. That's it. All the tap water is going into squeezy bottles. I can't stand it anymore. Okay. Yeah.
Anne-Marie, it's Alexis here.
Yes. Hi.
Pauline in the chat would like to know the difference between miso and white miso.
So there's a couple of different types of miso. There's shiro miso, which is white miso, and there's the other one. It's just the basically miso just comes in different colors, and there's different flavors to it, different types. But white miso is shiro miso. Same thing. Shiro is just Japanese. I imagine it's just Japanese for color, for the color for white.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I think with this salad, it's actually the dressing that takes the longest time. And then after this, the vegetables go in and basically take next to no time at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the dressing done. And again, another one of my favourite things, that good old without washing the bowl. Okay. Cabbage. Cabbage. So purple and white. Obviously a beautiful colour combination. Mother Nature knows what she's doing. And the other thing with the Thermomix is you can tell by listening. You get to know how it sounds in terms of it chopping down, because hands up if you've ever over chopped a beetroot salad in the Thermomix. Yeah, okay, a bit more.
Doesn't matter, it still tastes delicious anyway, but yeah.
Oh, true. Yes. Beetroot soup, anyone. And I mean, and there's probably always vegetable fritters, right? Okay, so that's the cabbage done. And then in a bowl, then the carrot, because grating carrot and shredding carrot, that's always fun. I get bored towards the, when I'm making things like this by chopping with a knife. The first few are really well done, and then after that, it's just butchery of vegetables.
Yeah, much easier to have the Thermomix do it for you, isn't it?
Yes. That's it. That's just the carrot going in. Okay, just going to do that again. And look, I know you probably can't see it, but I will show you at the end what it actually looks like once it's all assembled and dressed, etc. I don't want to show you my naked salad. And then going in with the capsicum and shallots, spring onions. What do we say, guys? Shallots or spring onions? That's always a controversial one.
Oh, I say spring onions.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go. I say shallots.
I'm going to start saying spralots just to satisfy everybody.
So my husband's just said it's actually a green onion, technically, when you look it up.
Oh, technically, when people start throwing in the word technically, they're trumped. Righto. You wince.
If you actually just trim off most of the green onion, shallot, spring onion, and then put it in water for a day with the roots on it, and then you'll be able to plant it back into soil and it will regrow. And then you just keep trimming off what you need and keep it planted.
Wow. I love it. Every time I get involved with anything Thermomix, I learn something new every single time without fail. Yeah.
Saving
Awesome.
money.
And that too. Okay. And then I'm going to hand over to somebody else now. That's the coleslaw. That's the coleslaw. No knife action required.
Easy peasy.
Thank you.
We're crossing over now to Kirsty, who's making the beetroot, apple, and goat's cheese quinoa salad.
Hello, back to me again. Great. All right. So who's feeling hungry looking at all these amazing salads? I've just realized I skipped lunch today, so I'm really looking forward to sampling these salads afterwards. So Pop in the chat if you've made this salad before. This is the beetroot, apple and goat's cheese quinoa salad. Bit of a mouthful, and it is a real mouthful when you eat it as well. It's very delicious and very filling. Lots of goodness in this one. Okay, so I've got my 2 screens up there. Excellent. So I've actually already pre-cooked the quinoa because it's a bit like watching paint dry to wait for that to happen. But with this particular recipe, you're cooking the quinoa in the bowl with the water. Now, often in recipes where you're cooking quinoa, you're popping it in the basket and steaming it. This one, it's absorption method in the bowl. Just a note on quinoa. Always rinse your quinoa before you cook it. Quinoa comes with a coating that is like a natural protective mechanism of the plant, and it's quite bitter, so always rinse your quinoa to get rid of that bitter coating. And you know your quinoa is cooked. Hopefully you can see this. Probably not. You know your quinoa is cooked when you can see a white ring around it. So if you're not sure if it's been cooked long enough, just have a look. I can see lots of white rings in there. So I cooked that previously and I've let that cool down in my salad bowl. So it was just cooked for 15 minutes in the bowl, and then I just strained it, popped it in there, and as it cooled and cooled down, it kind of clumped together. So I just gave that a good stir with a fork just to break that up again. So we're going to add all sorts of yummy things on the top of that as we go along. And stir with a spatula to separate. Yep, all good. All right, so now all the yummy things that we're putting with the quinoa, because it's not very exciting on its own. Starting off with 2 green apples. Now it does say to peel and quarter them. I've actually left the skin on because I quite like both the taste and the nutrients and the colour of the skin. If you haven't seen these boards before, these are the chop to pot. I think it's a Joseph branch that we sell in the mix shop. You can chop on it, and then when you pick it up, it has these little wings so that it guides your food into the bowl, which is very handy. And our fabulous new knives from the mix shop as well. The occasional bit of cutting that you still need to do by hand. 100 grams of walnuts. I'm actually going to leave those out because I'm going to make this a nut-free salad. I'm going to replace the walnuts with some pepitas later. They don't need to be chopped, so I'm just going to skip that step. And we're just going to quickly chop our apple. Was only 1 second, I reckon, because of how big I left them. I'm going to give that another quick chop, maybe 2 seconds. Let's see how we go. Has everybody heard the news? We've got a new accessory coming early next year, the Thermomix Chopper. So you'll be able to do very neat julienning and grating of things. But for this one, we're doing a bit of a rough chop now because I've left the skin on. I reckon it needs another second just to get it a little bit finer. If I had taken the skin off, probably that would have been sufficient. Obviously it would have, because that's the way the recipe is written. Just give that another second.
Kirsty, I like how you can easily go back into that step and just, re-add 2 seconds. It makes it so quick and easy, even though it is guided cooking.
Yeah, that's right. It's guided, but you're not locked into anything. So if you want to swap out ingredients or increase or decrease the quantities or go rogue altogether, you can do that. Nobody's going to yell at you in German. I say German because if you weren't aware, it's a German product. So there's my beautifully chopped apple, which I'll be adding into, I'm not sure why I can't just pop it straight onto the quinoa, but anyway, I'm dirtying another bowl here because that's what it says to put into a separate bowl and set aside. So let's do that. Get it all out of there. And I am using a green apple because I think in a salad like this, the tartness of the green apple just works better than a red apple, but totally up to you. If you have something just Granny Smith, you could use a red apple. Okay, so set that aside. I'm not going to clean and dry the mixing bowl because it's all going to mix up in the salad later anyway. So wherever I can skip those sort of steps, I do. 2 garlic cloves. They're monster garlic cloves at the moment, so I'm just going to use 1 because it is a raw dressing. So you don't want it too garlicky or nobody will want to be your friend. As they say, you can't make friends with salad, but you will with this one because it's delicious. 5 seconds, speed 5, give that a good chop. Who misses chopping garlic by hand? Not me. Look at that.
No way.
Beautifully chopped. Nice. Nothing lost in the garlic press. Scrape that down. Smells amazing. And so that we're making the dressing now, if I didn't say that. So I'm adding some extra virgin olive oil. Quite a lot. It's 80 grams of olive oil. Hopefully I've got enough left in my bottle here. Seems to be a theme tonight, this afternoon. Oh, there we go. Oh, on the nose. Right. And the apple cider vinegar. 60 grams of that one. Oh, or 71, that's all right. And 2 tablespoons of honey. Now, of course, you know, honey's like Anne-Marie's ingredient, always fun to get off the spoon.
Actually, I heard a tip about that recently, and I've started using it. Just put a little bit of oil on your spoon, and it slides right off. It's especially good for adding golden syrup to things.
Good idea.
And glucose syrup as well. I know we're talking about salads, but glucose syrup, we always go back to the sweet stuff, right? Yeah,
Of course.
good for that as well.
Yes, indeed. All right, and a tablespoon of Dijon, which I think is probably going to finish up my jar. So this is going to give it that beautiful tang. This is seriously such a delicious dressing. Even if you just made the dressing portion of this salad and used it on something else, store it in a jar in the fridge, give it a good shake up every time you want to use it, and you can pour it over your other salads as well. So don't feel that you always have to make the entire recipe. You can cannibalize bits of it and use it for other things. Bit of sea salt. Sure, it's going to say pepper next. Fancy that. Oh, lovely. And we're just mixing that together. So super easy, but delicious. All right, now we're going to leave our dressing in there, which is good because I've washed my kale and it's still a little bit damp. And I was originally thinking, oh, it might not chop so well, but it's going in with the dressing anyway. So it's 100 grams of kale, and I've just kind of stripped it off the stalk, so you're not getting that woody, tough stalk. And I've just had it on some paper towel just to dry it before I now add it in with the dressing. Anyway, so we're going to give that a little bit of a chop. Just a couple of seconds again on speed 4, 5 seconds. You notice that most of the things that we do are really quite quick. No excuse for convenience foods when it's this quick to do it yourself from scratch. Now it says to use tongs. That's because we don't want to tip out the dressing, because we want all of our kale, because I'm going to do another lot in a second, nicely coated with the dressing. So I'm just going to pull that out with tongs. So that's just a nice chunky chop, because we don't want it completely pureed for our salad. We want it to still have some body. I wish you could smell this dressing. It is absolutely divine. All right, leave the rest of that in there because I couldn't be bothered and you're waiting. We're going to add the rest of my kale. So another 100 grams of kale. Not paper towel. Not so good. Oh, one escaped. And we'll chop the second lot of kale. 5 seconds, speed 4 again. And we've got lots of lovely dressing under the lid. So I'm just going to scrape that over my salad as well. And the rest of our kale. So this time I'll just tip it out because we're not going to do any more chopping with the dressing. Delicious. Have we already asked what's everybody's favourite salad? It might be one that we're making today, or it might be something that's not on our menu. If you have a favourite, I'd love you to pop it in the chat. Hope everybody's copying the links from the chat so you can try all these delicious salads later. All right, now it says to add the salad bowl onto the mixing bowl lid. That's because we're going to be weighing in some extra ingredients, some of which I've already pre-weighed. Can you see that up there? Yep. Oh, hopefully it doesn't slide off. So now, actually, I've pre-weighed all this. I'll pop it down there so you can see it a bit better. So now we're adding some goat's cheese, or in this case, I'm just using feta because I just prefer the taste of feta. And then we're going to add some cooked beetroot, not raw beetroot. Look at the colours. Can you imagine this on the table at Christmas time? The reds and the greens. Oh,
Looks amazing.
it smells so good. Beetroot. Oh, and cranberries. And remember I skipped the walnuts earlier. So with my cranberries, I've also got some pepitas. So that's just, you know, more red and green, absolutely delicious. And I'm going to give that a good mix through because we want the quinoa mixed through that as well. And you'll see the finished, it's almost finished. You'll come back and see that at the end. So don't log off before the end of the class because you want to be able to see all of our beautiful salads plated up. All right, on to the next presenter.
Sorry, guys, who's that?
I think it's me. Is that right, Leah? Yeah.
It's me. I am.
Oh, it's you. Sorry.
It's me. It's me. So it's the coconut chicken and poached salad. So I've just shredded. Well, basically, after that poaching of the chicken, it's actually set aside to rest or to cool down, I should say. And then we pop it in that Thermomix, and if you've never done it before, I highly recommend it. It's great for school lunch boxes as well, just shredding chicken. So you just pop it on reverse, turn it to speed 4 for about 5 seconds, which is what we've done for our salad here. And then in my bowl, I've already pre-prepared. I've got my wombok, I've got some mint, basil, I've got carrot in there, julienne carrot, and some snow peas. So in goes my chicken in the bowl, and it actually makes a fair quantity. That's actually a little bit less than the recipe called for because I'm making all these salads, so we get to eat them all for dinner. There's just so much. So there we go. And next is our dressing. So remember that I prepared earlier, you know, that little mixture. I'm actually going to add 100 mils or grams of that liquid that was left over after we did the steaming of the broth, which I'm going to grab. Where is it? It is here. All right, so here we go. I'm going to pop in here. I don't really have to, but I'm going to weigh it in. So scales, 100 grams. There we go, because I didn't do it before. In goes my sauce mixture. That beautiful fragrance, garlic and ginger, and there was parsley in there as well. And then I'm actually going to, it doesn't tell you to do this, it actually says you can put it straight in, but I'm going to give it a little whiz in the Thermomix. So here we go. So ta-da, why not? It's here. Done. And then we're going to toss that through, and we'll come back later on and I'll show you what is just behind. And we're going to cross over now to, are we going over to you, Kim?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So thanks, Leah. Just a little recap. All we've done here is added water to the bowl, got some eggs in the simmering basket and some cauliflower that's been steamed in the varoma. Now I'm just transferring that lovely steamed cauliflower into a bowl. Okay, and there we go. Also add to this bowl some sliced radishes, which I've just done by hand, which doesn't take long, but soon we'll have the other option of using the new cutter or chopper that's coming out next year. Okay, so also adding in some shallots or green onions and some celery to the steamed cauliflower. And I'm just removing the simmering basket with the aid of a spatula, of course. And I'll set those eggs aside for them to cool down. Now, what I'm just going to do is put that bowl aside and grab my spare bowl. Okay, so that's another advantage of being a consultant. If you are thinking about signing up at the moment with our Earn for 4 deal, you do also have the option of earning yourself a second bowl at your 6th sale in your 60 days. Okay, so yeah, it's asked me to remove the simmering basket and run the eggs underwater. I'll just set them aside, and once cool, peel the eggs. I've actually already done that and got myself nice and organised. Rinse and dry mixing bowl. I don't need to do that because I've got a second one, and I will just be adding the parsley, 6 sprigs of fresh parsley, 80 grams of red onion. There we go. Bit extra, that's okay. Also, 250 grams of dill pickles, adding to the bowl. One left in there. And pop the lid on. And we'll just go 3 seconds on speed 5. Okay, the next step is to add some mayonnaise. Now, I'm just using store-bought mayonnaise today. However, I'm sure you all know that you can so easily make your own mayonnaise in your Thermomix. Then we've got some mayonnaise and some sour cream, another 60 grams of sour cream also. There we go, that was a good guess. And a couple of teaspoons of mustard. Now, just when you're using a guided recipe, I'm not sure if you can see my screen at all, it looks a bit glary, but sometimes it'll ask for a teaspoon or a tablespoon of something and the scales don't appear. If you want to quickly go to the scales whilst you're in a guided recipe, there's 3 dots on the left-hand side of where it says next, and you press on those and you can go into you can open the preview, you can go into the recipe detail, you can go directly to the scales, or of course you can cancel that recipe. But I'm a bit of a guesstimator, so I'm just using seeded mustard here today. And this is going to be a really delicious dressing. And also a tablespoon of baby pickled capers. So I'll just pop them, I just guesstimated for that. And some freshly squeezed 2 to 3 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I've just got half a very large lemon there, and it had no seeds, so that looks about right to me. Pop the lid in again. Okay, next, and this time it's just combining everything on reverse on speed 2 for 5 seconds. It was 5 seconds, it might have been 3 seconds. And now it's just telling me to add this mixture to the cauliflower mix and gently combine that and then serve it. So I'm going to go back to Leah, and I think we're presenting at the end, aren't we, Leah? I'll put my salad together and
Yes.
We can all present at the end.
Absolutely. Okay. So I've actually just skipped ahead and I've already put in my bowl for my superfood salmon salad. I've got some feta cheese, the red onion, there's basil, red capsicum. I've got some Lebanese cucumber in there, and here I have olive oil, apple cider vinegar. I've already put in the parsley. Oh, no, I haven't. I beg your pardon. That's here. That's going in. There's some salt and pepper in here, and this is all going to get chopped up. So how awesome is this? So we're just going to pop the lid on and turn it to speed for 5 seconds. Chop all our ingredients. And next, we're going to scrape it all down, and then we can add in some tomatoes, which I have here, and some chives. So it just said to cut them up in 2 centimeter pieces. It's basically just mixing it through for me now. An avocado, the chives which were already in there, and again giving it another stir in here. Let's go to 3, 2, a couple of seconds. And got my bowl. So I've got my kale here, which I cut up and prepared. So next. So, yep. So basically this is all my kale. It's chopped up, and I'm just going to serve it in here. So you can see again, quite a bit of salad here. And then we're going to stir that through and pop on the salmon. Now you can, I've actually just in the past popped on salad, which is what I'm going to do now too, actually. Just pop on the salad and then just break it up with my spatula. If you want, you can actually do that, you know, before as it cools down, and I've got that ready and I'll just show you. So here is my oops. So here's my salmon, and I'm just going to pop that on top. There we go. And if you don't like the skin, or anyone doesn't like, you know, the skin, of course, you can always take that off. I think that that's extra goodness in the salad. So like I was saying, you can just crush it up as you go, stir it through, or if you didn't want to crush it up through the salad, I mean, this is one of the beauties to me, is that you can just chop it all through, and there's beautiful big chunks of salmon in this thing. And then of course towards the end you can grab some bit of cheese, or you know, something, and just sort of top it, and maybe a little bit of some chives or shallots, whatever you've got, and dress up your salad. And well, that is good as well. And should we cross back to who needs to show us their present their salad? I beg your pardon.
Hang on, Leah, sorry, just Vanessa had a question about the kale. Did you cook the kale?
I didn't.
Not raw. You just pulled it off the spine so that it wasn't bitter.
And I just chopped it up roughly. I mean, you can use a knife and chop it really finely. I know some people don't like it chunky, but you can just peel it and chop it up with your hands. Yeah, or you can chop it up nice and finely.
Leah, we quickly launch the poll while everybody gets their ready for showing.
Sure.
Excellent.
Thank you for that, Kirsty. Thank you.
So we've just got a couple of really quick questions for you while everybody's getting their dishes ready, and then we'll show you what they all look like and remind you all these beautiful salads that we made today.
Awesome. And
Yes, Pauline, we'll show you our seared steak and rocket salad as it's finished in just a second. So we've got 23 participants. Now, obviously, we've got a few consultants on as well on here today, but at the moment, I think we've only got 4 people who've completed the poll. So Leah's just finishing off one of her mini salads there. I've got mine ready to go.
I'm ready to serve.
All right, how are we going? 4 of 18 participants.
Oops.
Need a little bit more time, obviously. Questions shouldn't be too hard. Didn't finish the poll as it disappeared. Oh, interesting. Okay, wonder what happened with that. Didn't get the poll. Can't see it either. Okay, well, let's try launching that poll again, shall we? Relaunch. All right, it's going to clear, unfortunately, the couple of people who did complete it. Sorry about that. We'll try that again. Can everybody see it now? Not sure why it closed so quickly. Yes, Barbara can see it. Ah, that's looking better. We've got 11 people now. 13, 14. It's good to know when it actually works. Technology. Lovely. I think we're about there. All right. While I'm talking, should we, oh, actually, while we're on Leah, would you like to show us your salads? Sorry.
Yeah.
Over here. Or do you need a bit more time? Should we go to somebody else?
Yeah, go to someone else. I did show.
I'm good to go. Oh, sorry.
I did show the salmon salad, but there it is there. And like I said, we'll put a beautiful photo because I know it's really hard to, sorry, let me just move this out of the way. I know it's really hard to see. And then we'll cross over to Kim and I'll come back and I'll show you.
Okay, great. So here's the no potato salad, and I did try it. It is delicious, especially a dressing, that seeded mustard. So I'm presenting it in our white thermo server, which is a host reward. So get yourself a cooking experience for a demonstration booked in with your consultant so that you can earn yourself one of these. Excellent for a salad, nice and white for summer, and it also fits in your Varoma, so you can make yourself some yogurt in it as well. So that's my no potato salad.
Hey, Kim, is the white thermo server 2.2 litres?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
That's great.
And it's really handy. It's really handy. So to have that white one as well.
It is 2 litres. I'll just correct you there. And the reason it's 2 litres is because it fits perfectly into the Varoma so that you can pop it in there and make beautiful yogurt. If you wanted to make it in the Varoma, which is really beautiful. So yeah, there you go. It's 2 litres.
Thanks, Leah.
All right. So while we're here, I'm just going to show you now. I'm just doing the topping actually. This for the seared beef and rocket salad, which is absolutely delicious. And that's
Can I mention another salad that's one of my faves as well, and that is the warm chicken salad. The herbs, the fresh herbs. So have a look at the warm chicken salad as well. It's a really good one.
Oh, there are so many gorgeous salads on Cookie Do. Like really, there are. Who can we cross over to? Let's go. Do we see yours, Kirsty? Yeah, let's go over to Kirsty. Oh, so there we go. There's the.
Oh, I'm here. Okay, sorry, Leah, just as you were holding it up, it switched across to me. Okay, so can I remember the name of this one? So this was the broccoli, red cabbage, and avocado salad, chia seed salad. I actually can't remember the name of it now. Hopefully it's further
detox. Is it the detox salad?
Detox broccoli salad. Thank you, I've got too many salads happening here. So I've just added the avocado on the top of that, and then I sprinkled it with the chia seeds. And it was supposed to have, I think, walnuts. I think both of these were supposed to have walnuts, but I've used some sunflower seeds in this one instead. So anytime a recipe asks for nuts, feel free to replace it with seeds instead. Actually, some linseeds would also look nice on there. So absolutely delicious. And then the other one here is the kale, beetroot, and
Is it the goat's cheese?
But I've used feta salad as well. So again, I've mixed the apple through there, which we chopped earlier, and then I've just mixed that through with the cheese and the beetroot. The colours are just delicious. And with that kale, it's a really substantial salad. So, you know, just with a piece of steak or something beside that, that's well, that's exactly what we're going to be having for dinner, actually. So that's goes a long way, and it keeps quite well as well. So that dressing, although it will soak into the kale and soften the kale, it's still great in a couple of days. So look at that, beautiful salads, and these afterwards. So who have we got left? Anne-Marie, did we see your
Nope,
coleslaw
I'll show you mine.
finished?
So now I've just got to try to do this without tipping it into the keyboard. Last time I did that, it was Coke.
Preferably.
Yeah. So there we go. That's the miso coleslaw. So I put a bit of dressing on it, and I have left most of it naked or undressed. So might go and buy that sesame oil tomorrow, but it's just gorgeous. The colours are so lovely. And and coleslaw is one of those salads that they're such robust vegetables that it will last, you know, it will eat well tomorrow as well, and the next day.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you, Anne-Marie. And should we cross back to me, and I'll show you the chicken, coconut poached chicken salad, which is actually one of my favorites. And I know I said to you that it said 2 chilies, and I've just dressed it as well, like I said. And this is a massive portion too. It doesn't look much here. But again, I did put a little bit less. But yeah, I only used 1 chili, but it's very chili. So please tone it down if you're not a chili person or you like it mild. But there it is. Really beautiful, really fresh, really hearty, beautiful Asian flavors in there. All right. Is that everyone? Have we all shown our dishes now? I hope that you're all feeling inspired to go away and try some of the salads, not only these salads which we've demonstrated for you today, but also, you know, the other salads on the collections. There's beautiful example, that detox salad.
So Leah, if you type salad into, sorry, I was just saying, if you actually type salad into Cookadoo, you get 829 results. So so many to choose from.
Yeah, all the different languages, is it? Or is it just, is that all of Cookadoo, did you say, Alexis?
Yeah, all of Cookadoo. I do have like America and Australia and UK as my filters. So yeah, I get about 829 results just from salad.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. If you have, well, I'm going to stop the recording, or actually, Alexis, you might want to do that, or whoever started it for us, please. Well, actually, maybe I can do it. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop it in the chat, and